Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Pulling Ads from Four Guys in a Comic. And once again, I am your host, Rusty Surfer, joined here today by none other than the infamous Red Skull.
Yes, I love the smell of comics.
Hail Hydra, right?
Yes, that's right. Yes. I'm so excited about this.
Yeah, I know. Every time that we do this, I get a little bit more excited just because we get to go back and relive all these nostalgic moments. Yes. And for me, on this episode today, we are doing a 90s episode. Yeah, so 90s. I am super nostalgic for all the foil and holographic and everything else that you know comes with the 90s and the oversized muscles.
Yep. Cheesy
Rob
art.
Yeah, very cheesy art.
Yes.
Just wait until you get to one of the comics that Red has here. The cover is just, it's a little too, it looks like Conehead. But we'll talk about that when we get to it, okay? So, for those of you joining us today that have never been a part of a Pulling Ads, let me explain how things work. And also, if you don't want to watch this, I mean, you can watch this now because it doesn't have anything to do with the old episodes. But if you want, you can go back and watch the old episodes and get a little filler thing we've done. This is issue 4 now, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, 4.
4. And they really don't correlate really too much. We might talk about something in the past, but continue watching. But before you do, give us a like and subscribe down below.
You bet. And also, you can ring the bell and get alerts for us. Follow us on social media. We'll give you all kinds of updates and news about what's going on in the world of Marvel and DC and independent comics. And you name it, we're there.
Yes.
So, today for this radical 90s episode, we're going to start it off, or I'm going to start it off today, with the 90s craze that died off, and I hope it's coming back, but I'm talking about the Uncanny X-Men. When you think of the 90s and comics, what do you think of?
I think of the 90s X-Men cartoon. I got that theme in my head.
Yeah, me too. Hey, and just for you future viewers, if you are really into that X-Men cartoon, stay tuned for our podcast because we should be pulling on the director of the show soon.
Very cool.
Yeah. So that's coming. But, like I said, let me explain how this works. Me and Red pulled 2 issues from our personal collections of comics. So we have the real deal paper copies from the 90s. The smell's great. The pages are thick and hard to move. And the paper is a lot nicer than a lot of the 70s and 60s comics.
I like the 60s and 70s paper. I miss it. Bring it back.
Yeah, you still get it with those indie comics sometimes, but it's probably not coming back with no Marvel or DC anytime soon.
You'll never see it again.
Nah. But, so, like I said, first comic today, we're going to be flipping through, finding something that's in it that's nostalgic, sticks out, something that just, blows our mind. And there is quite a few things in this first comic, because I have Uncanny X-Men 317 from the Phalanx Covenant, and for those
at that hologram on foil on that. Oh,
laser show.
Oh, stop.
Exactly. This is, I think, the first appearance of Blink. If I'm wrong, someone correct me in the comments, but I'm pretty sure. I don't know why else I would have bought this issue otherwise.
There
had to be a reason. For the holographic cover.
But there is 2 covers, 2 covers for that issue. One holographic,
is there really?
One non-holographic.
Okay.
The non-holographic actually being the harder of the 2.
Really?
Yes.
Go figure, right? In Pokemon cards, you want the holographic one.
Exactly.
But unless you don't. Oh. But, okay. So, flipping through this, Scott Lobdell, Joe Mad on art, and it's good stuff. October 1994, right before Age of Apocalypse. And you're getting all these kind of cool ads. I'm just going to throw this one up there just because it just looks cool, talking about future of X-Men and stuff. They're not afraid to live in a world that hates and fears them, but they should be. And we're going to get to that later. But let me find this here. Flipping through it, we have a double-page spread, and Marvel wants your input, okay? For the first ever Marvel Annual Survey.
Look at that.
Yes.
Dirty.
So, in this, we have, all these different questions. We have 10 questions. I'm going to ask you the 10 questions quickly, okay? We're going to get some quick answers. And supposedly, if you win, you get a free poster.
Ooh.
And a Wolverine newsletter. And it's a historical event. Just complete the survey and follow on the following page and follow the simple instructions. Don't be shy. Marvel values your opinion and needs to hear from you right away. So, are you ready for this survey?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay. So, first question. The X-Men are currently published monthly. Would you prefer the X-Men as a bi-weekly title every 2 weeks, or should it stay monthly?
Well, obviously it stayed monthly, but bi-weekly at that time, it's hard to say because the storylines were so-so. I don't know. I think monthly was fine. What do you think?
Monthly was fine.
Yeah.
I think monthly was fine because if you think about it this time, we had X-Force, we had Gen X coming out, we had Uncanny X-Men, we had X-Men,
Classic X-Men. Yeah, just so much.
Yeah, just a million different titles.
Yeah, and plus so many people had their own stuff going on. Wolverine had his own series, Cable,
Gambit,
yeah, so much going on. So they've saturated it enough.
Yeah. So I think that would have been a little overkill.
Yeah.
All right. So question number 2: yes or no? Should Wolverine get his adamantium skeleton and claws back? Yes or no?
Oh, yes, of course.
Because this was right after Fatal Attraction and everything when they pulled him out and went feral. Yep. So he should definitely have. He ended up getting it back.
Of course.
Sorry for the spoiler. you're about 20-something years too late, but yeah. All right. So next question, number 3: do you think Spider-Man should stay married or get a divorce from Mary Jane?
Divorce. You can't get over Gwen.
Yeah. She was dead. She was really dead at this point. She was in a coffin somewhere rotting away.
Yeah, until they brought her back.
They brought her back.
Yeah. Still trying to figure that one out.
When did they bring her back with Gwenpool? Or not? Why was it Gwenpool? Yeah, was it Gwenpool?
Yeah.
Not Spider-Gwen. It was Spider-Gwen. Spider-Gwen came before. Gwenpool.
Yeah, you're right. It was Spider-Gwen. Yeah.
That was her first time back, right?
Yeah, basically it was.
Besides Ultimate Universe.
But
she was. I think she was like Carnage or something in Ultimate Universe.
Yeah.
Something
Ultimate
weird.
Universe, it's its own thing.
Yeah. Bendis.
Enough said.
Yeah. Anyways, so question number 4: Marvel is only publishing one Wolverine title per month. Would you buy 2 Wolverine titles per month? Yes or no?
No, there's enough.
Talk about like just killing the market there.
Yeah, really.
Okay, this is a good one. Number 5: do you like Sabretooth better as a hero or as a villain?
Villain, most likely.
I like him as personally. I mean, in Axis, he was pretty cool hero. But for all that,
picture.
Like, meh. Yeah. Big picture, he needs to be a villain. I think he's going to be a villain again soon. He's been a hero now for about a year and a half, so we'll see what happens.
Yep.
All right, this one is a multi-parter. You got to name 3, okay? Who are the 3 X-Men characters you would most likely to see get their own monthly title? 3 characters.
Beast, Kitty Pryde, and Charles Xavier.
Bro, Charles Xavier would be a cool one.
Yeah,
I think Beast got at this point
in
time.
I can't remember if
it was
he had
like
one yet.
Short little mini.
Okay.
I think it was only a few issues, but he got a little short mini. I don't think Kitty ever got one.
No, I don't think she did
there was
either.
Wolverine, but I don't think there was ever just a Kitty.
But those are things. But special Charles, man, you could have done a lot with him in his own series. Really,
it's weird that he's never had his own series.
Well,
maybe maybe
he'll get his brain back eventually soon from the Red Skull, and he'll get his own.
You need to read the end of that Uncanny Avengers issue. So hopefully we might be seeing it soon.
Yep.
All right. So question number 7: would you like to see a marriage between Rogue and Gambit?
No,
I don't think they ever got married. They never did. Well, I mean, I don't think that would work out very well for Gambit anyway.
No, it wouldn't.
So
he's
gonna keep getting the life sucked out of him. So
basically.
All right. So number 8: which Marvel character would you most like to see get their own 2099 title?
2099 title. Ugh.
That's when they go into the future.
Yeah, I know. I know the 2099. I never was big in the 2099.
I was never a fan either.
Yeah. So that's
was pretty popular. That was about it.
I mean, the only one I could make sense would be Wolverine.
Did he have his own?
I don't remember if he had his own or not because I was never a fan of it, but it would make the most sense with him.
Yeah. But you already said you don't want 2 Wolverine titles per month.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. All right. We'll go with Wolverine.
All right.
All right. Actually, you know what would be really cool is if Cable had one, because that would make a lot more sense.
Oh yeah, that is true. That is true. I can see
That'd
that.
make a lot more sense.
Yeah, it would.
All right. So, number 9. I think I know the answer to this, but we'll find out. Who is your favorite Marvel superhero?
Captain America, Nick Fury, toss up. I'll go with Nick Fury today.
Is Nick Fury a superhero or just a hero?
I think he's a superhero because you know what? He does have Infinity Formula in him. He's been around forever. I think that qualifies him.
Okay. All right. This is way too easy. Okay. Number 10. Who is your favorite Marvel villain?
Rascal.
Yeah. Like myself.
Yeah.
Well, you have finished the survey. And you know what? If you enclose $2, you get your poster and your newsletter.
Yay! Tell you what, I'll split that with you. I'll send you $1. You clip out that coupon today, fill it out. I'll send you $1 and we can get that poster. How's that sound?
I don't want to clip it out. Yeah, it says you can photocopy this survey.
Oh, really?
That's the right idea.
Oh.
The right main reason is it's the whole page.
Yeah, that is. What's on the opposite page? What's on the opposite page?
Let's find out.
What
It has
part is-
perforated lines for you to cut it out too, which is sad.
Yeah.
It's a full-blown comic page, so
Of course.
yeah, don't cut that out. Photocopy it. Listen to the people.
Yes.
All right. Well, you have finished my survey, so it's time for me to hear what you got.
Well, I have got from the 90s. This is from, geez, when was this from again? Nova number 2 from volume 2 from February of 1994.
All I see is Spanked on there in that helmet, and I'm just dying.
It's just that. I mean,
What
it
weird
looks,
stuff with his like cone head thing going on.
I know it's so Liefeldish looking, and what gets me is it has the Liefeld type of signature panel.
Someone was inspired. I mean,
Yes.
look at those teeth.
I know, but yeah. But keeping in the X-Men theme, I found an ad in here that is X-Men related. That is just awesome. All right, as you can see in here. All right, and as from the pic on the side here, win the lunch of a lifetime from Marvel Comics. Want to be here? You and 2 friends can win lunch and your own roundtable discussion with X-Men creators Stan Lee, Bob Harris, Fabian Nicieza, and Scott Lobdell. Watch
cool.
these. These are the VHS tapes you can pick up from any participating Pizza Hut. After you've watched the videos, available exclusively at participating Pizza Hut restaurants, on tape 1, Fabian says, 30 years of blank you walk into, so fill in the blank. And then on tape 2, Stanley says, the thing that I really like about the relationship between blank and blank. Fill in the missing blanks. Fill those out, enter your, mail this away before November 15th in 1994, and you get a free poster as well.
Hey!
For the first 25,000 entries, get a must-have poster of every X-Men by Joe Quesada art.
That's
Oh,
cool.
wow. That is pretty cool. And there's no purchase or anything, just, a stamp, basically.
What year was this from?
This is from 94.
Okay, so that's when Quesada just got his. He was still doing X Factor at this time, because he made his debut in Executioner Song, I believe, in an X Factor title.
Now, wait a minute. I'm going to just... Okay, so... I don't know if you can even see the fine print in here, but February of 1994 is when this issue came out. Right?
I always thought it came out later.
Nope, so February of 1994, but the ad says your entry has to be postmarked before January 15th of 1994.
Well, I think comics.
Maybe
they
it came
do
out a
that-
month early,
Yeah.
but it would have come out, what, on the deadline?
Yeah, that's true. You got 2 weeks to get this figured out.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. Wow. That's, so what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to contact Scott Lobdell and send him this pic and ask him personally, hey, whatever happened with this?
Yeah, one of the cool things about being a 4 guy, since we've talked to so many people and interviewed so many, a lot of the time they're easily and well accessible for us to ask them questions like this. So, I'm kind of like, personally, I know Scott is kind of a funny, kind of sometimes raunchy guy. So I wonder if he has a really good story for this.
Yeah, I think
I can't tell you the last story he told me because it was really like, just shout out to Scott, man.
Yeah.
You do some out there things. But I wonder if he has a story for us on this, and we'll see hopefully by next episode we'll be able to tell you the story.
Yes.
And let you know.
And hopefully maybe we can pull him in for a quick little interview and he can talk about it.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Yes. We definitely need to get more information on that. But in the meantime, what else have you got for us today?
Okay, so my second issue, you know that I'm a giant Silver Surfer fan, so I reached into my volume 3 from July of 1993 from two of my favorite guys, Ron Mars and Ron Lim. We have Silver Surfer number 82.
Very cool.
Yep, which is the first appearance of Tyrant. And if you go back and listen to our Ron Mars interview, we talked a little bit about him creating Tyrant. So if you want a little more background on him, very cool interview to listen to. But in this, there on the very first page, right when you open the cover, we have a ad for what if you can get an exclusive Marvel trading card.
Ooh.
And it's free in specially marked packages of Crunch and Munch.
Oh, Crunch and Munch. I remember Crunch and Munch.
You remember Crunch and Munch?
Yes, I
I'm
do.
going to flash the ad real fast.
Yes.
It looks like Cracker Jacks.
Yes, not only do I remember that, but I remember that ad. And I'm pretty sure I had quite a few of those cards out of the Crunch and Munch boxes.
I was about to say, weren't you in the military at this time?
Let's see, what year is that?
93.
93, yes, I was. I was in
Ah,
Japan.
so you're overseas eating Crunch and Munch.
Yes, that's right.
That's cool. So, do you remember what card you got or what card you had?
I don't remember. I really don't.
Too long ago.
Something tells me it was, Hawkeye. I don't know why I have that feeling, but I think that's what it was.
You got the lamest one. I'm sorry, Hawkeye fans. But
Hawkeye, as lame as he has been in the past, the new stuff that they've been doing with him is fantastic.
Yeah. They finally turned him kind of into a badass. So.
Yes, they have.
Yeah. But, yeah, rich buttery toffee melted over fluffy popcorn with peanuts. And one in each specially marked package of Crunch and Munch. Makes me wonder if people still collect the cards from them. The art on the cards look bad. I'm going to say that right now. I don't know who did the art, but Hulk looks like his head is the same size as his neck and like just going straight up. It's weird. And then you got glowing Wolverine, red eyes and stuff. And it's like, okay. But, yeah, what if? I like how they did it like a what if issue.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Not super exciting of an ad, but it was still kind of nostalgic. I remember seeing...
I mean, they saturate that
time.
ad so much in the comics.
Yeah.
They really did.
I saw that ad a lot. And then it goes on. I think they kept using like the same ad for like 2 years or something like that.
About that.
Yeah. Oh, well. Well, what is your second issue for me?
Well, fairly popular issue that I think everybody knows, as you can see from the pic on the side. Spawn number 1 from 1992.
I love it.
I know. How do you not love Todd McFarlane? All right.
I know, right?
The guy is just incredible. And if you love Todd McFarlane, you're really going to love this ad. Because, as you can see from the pic here, you can basically get a hold of the biggest names in the comic books have a couple things they want to say to you on VHS. And you have here Stan Lee's basically doing the interview presenting Todd McFarlane, or you can get one with Rob Liefeld. They have Sergio Aragonis. And I did a YouTube, I did YouTube, and I've actually found these VHS videos on YouTube that you can watch today. But I looked them up on eBay. And most of them are averaging $15. One of them was $30, and I forget which one it was because there's actually 5 videos in this set, and they only show you 3 in this ad.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You also have to have the VHS, the VCR, to play it. So
I still have
if you
VCR.
own it, I wish I did, man. Oh, actually, that's a lie. No, that's a lie. I have a TV in my garage. I keep an old tube TV just in case, if I ever feel like playing Duck Hunt or something, and it has a VCR connected to it. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
No, I have to keep my VCR because I have all of these old VHS tapes from the 80s and 90s that, I recorded with my old, the old style camcorder that you put on your shoulder. Yes, I have yet to convert the stuff, so the VHS will stay. But, I love this ad. VHS to get your big names in the industry, hosted by Stan Lee. And I'll tell you, some of those videos, skimming through them, weren't too bad.
That's cool.
Yeah. And I think actually you and Nova looked at some of this stuff in the past, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we watched a few where it was Rob Liefeld and Todd McFarlane basically trying to explain anatomy, which was kind of kind of bad. It's funny because like they're drawing a character before they get into it. They're drawing a body of a character, and it's Rob penciling it and then Todd inking it, right? And it's hilarious because they start talking about anatomy. And Rob's just sitting there drawing out. And he's like, you know, you got to get in here and you got to get real tight. And if you're real tight, you don't even need an inker to do this. And then all of a sudden, Todd's just staring at it and it's starting to look really bad. And Todd kind of just pushes him aside and he's like, yeah, you're right. You know, you got to get real tight in it. And then he starts like tightening it up for him and like fixing things. And it's just like, oh no, poor Rob. And then both of them are kind of clueless as to what they're explaining. And then they're like, all right, let's get someone in here. I think we have a special... Jim Lee, please come here, and let him explain anatomy for us.
Oh,
and
my
it's like,
God.
But Rob's just sitting there the whole time, just like, looking around like he doesn't know what he's doing, and it's just like, poor Rob, you're just drawing a blob right now. Come on now.
Oh, I'm gonna have to find that to watch. In fact, if I can find that and put it on, I may have to put that little excerpt at the end of this video for everybody, for a little teaser. So stay tuned to the very end. You just might get that little excerpt from the video in there for you.
It's on YouTube, so I'm sure you can find it. But yeah, no, it was pretty bad. Just the fact that he's talking about how tight it needed to be, and Todd just steps in and just like, let me fix that.
Little friction there. I should take that clip and put that on Twitter and say, hey, Rob and Todd.
Do you and Todd want to talk about this moment real fast?
Yeah. Can you please explain it? Because, you know, Todd is on Facebook all the time doing those live drawings. And next time he's live, I'll just say, hey, do you remember this?
Yep.
But anyway, so do you have any honorable mentions for us today?
Yeah, I do actually. So I showed you the back of that ad earlier, and on the other side of it is like this in the Uncanny X-Men is this huge. It's like a quadruple fold thing, but it first is a giant advertisement for Generation X. Okay, which has cool art, really cool art on this, and you know it's by Scott Lobdell and Chris Bachalo. And Mark Buckingham. But you open it up, and for all you people that might have been confused about what was going on with Cable with all his timeline travel and everything else, there is a giant fold-out. I can't even get it on the screen of just all the incidents in like the history. It says the Cable's timeline, and it goes from 1 until 17, and it explains how everything from how he started as a baby, if you remember in Uncanny X-Men 201, all the way to Apocalypse survives Cable's attack and continues to plague Cable and the X-Men's lives. And that was all the way in Executioner's Song. So you got this giant timeline. I know that it was super kind of confusing because Cable was all over the place in the 90s. And I feel like they need something like this now just for the X-Men in general. Like, I know that all you guys, like you and Nova and Tap, y'all don't want to really get into the new X-Men stuff because you keep telling me, I feel like I have to read everything and there's so much stuff that I missed. I don't know what's going on. If they just put something like this in like,
boom.
Yeah, you would be pretty much caught up, you know? And it's cool because you don't see like, I mean, you see foldouts like this for Marvel nowadays where it's like advertising like what's coming up and what's coming out, and you'll see different comic covers and stuff or events and stuff, but you don't see anything that's just fun like, you know, let me explain the history real fast of this so you get caught up.
Who's writing the current stuff now?
It depends because there's so many different titles. It's kind of like the 90s all over again. You got Colin Bunn, you had Jeff Lemire.
Well, there you go. We got Colin Bunn's telephone number. Why don't you just send him a text message and say, hey, can you put a foldout like in this issue that we're referring to right here into it? Well, we should do that. See if he responds.
It would be really cool if he did something like that. Just be like, hey, can you, because it is the restart and the refresh, the resurrection of the X-Men, can you please just put a little thing in there so all the new people know what the hell's going on? How did we get to this point?
Yeah, no, let's do that. Let's make that happen and follow in future videos here, and we'll let you know what he says.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll take a picture of this and we're going to send it to him like this because I don't need some rehash at the beginning of the comic. And something like this is an easy thing. Like, even if the comic's written, you could write this out and just tell them to stick it in the middle. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it doesn't have to have anything to do with anything.
And then at the very bottom corner, you just have to put a little thanks to 4 Guys in a Comic.
Exactly. Even if it's like you have to get it out like a little magnifying glass or something.
Yeah, exactly. That's fine.
Yeah. But no, I felt like this was super helpful. It explains everything, even on the back page. And it's who will join the next generation of X-Men, find out in the Phalanx Covenant, and it even tells you what issues to look at to figure out what's going on.
That is beautiful.
Exactly. Yeah. So, dope stuff. We need to see if Cullen Bunn can hook it up on this. What is your honorable mention?
All right. Well, going back to Nova issue number 2, I have found something that, as you can see from this full page, but what does that one remind you of there? Dave's Comics. For those that you haven't watched issue 2 of our series, we called Dave's Comics an ad 30 years later and he answered the phone. I just thought this was funny because this is 1994. Mm-hmm. So, and here he still has got ads in here, but it's the ad that was underneath it that kind of caught my eye. As you can see from the pic, sometimes it's hard to be a hero. If you're in trouble or having problems at home or in school, call Boys Town National Hotline. Day or night, the call is free.
I've seen one before with Hulk on it,
yes.
And it's like sometimes you get mad,
yeah,
or whatever. Yeah, sometimes. It wasn't that ad exactly, but it was another ad with a different picture of Hulk, and it's like sometimes we can't control our anger.
Yeah,
and then it's like the boys' hotline. What about the girls' hotline?
Yeah,
why don't
exactly.
they got the girls? Yeah.
Probably because too many boys would have the comic would be calling the girls' line.
Yeah. So, does the number still work?
I don't know. I was going to suggest, should we give it a call? Which I think we already have our answer to that.
Well, let's find out. I wonder if it still works.
Yeah, no,
I bet it still works. Something like this makes me feel like it still works.
The question is what do I say if it does?
Probably get a robot at first. Nowadays, you'll probably get... I highly doubt you're going to get a real person right away.
Thank you for calling the Boys Town National Hotline, serving children and families. Para más información en español, oprima el número 2 ahora. The Boys Town National Hotline makes every effort to assist those who call and may use information provided to seek other assistance. Your call may be monitored. Please hold the line for the next available.
We don't need the...
No,
yeah,
I don't need that. But hopefully, the caller ID, they don't call me back.
All right.
But that's pretty cool. So from 1994, the Boys Hotline number still is active and works. So.
We're 2 for 2 on phone numbers, right? I'm surprised.
2 for 2.
Uh-huh.
So gonna keep going with that. That's pretty cool, actually. So if any of you boys out there are in trouble or in need of assistance, you have the number to call. That's 1-800-448-3000. One again, 1-800-443-3000.
Did you say 443 or 448?
448.
Okay, 448-3000.
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
Toll free.
Awesome.
Right. Yeah, I like it.
All right. Well, this has been a really good episode of Pulling Ads, guys. And just remember, we will be back every week with a new episode. You can tune into our YouTube. Like I said, if you get the push the little bell thing, you'll get alerts, too, of when we post this stuff. And we also have Nova and Tap doing their collection. We have Red explaining a lot of stuff. Yeah. If you go back, you can see, like, massive hauls of comics and bundles of papers. Yes. Paperbacks. Yeah. Lots of good stuff. So, like I said, tune in again soon. Check out our podcasts on Saturdays on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher. And you guys, you know what? We'll check you next time here on Pulling Ads. Later.